everyone, welcome to PapoCoin channel. If you are new to the channel, I hope you will subscribe by the end of this video. We have therefore been hearing a lot from the BRICS countries over the past few months. The US dollar has been in the news a lot lately. Everyone has been rather interested in a few developments regarding the US dollar, particularly if we go back to 2024. One of the most significant things we heard, even going back as far as 2022 into 2023, was, isn't the US dollar dying? The Petrodollar pact and the demise of the US dollar are complete and final. Even as far back as June of last year, we did learn that the Petrodollar agreement had ended and that no replacement one had been reached. Although we haven't heard much about it since, this was one of the most important topics that was discussed at the time. Considering this article alone, it has received 52,000 likes and 8.4 million views. And once more, for months on end, this was essentially a rehashed headline. Okay, so the dollar is dead because the Petrodollar agreement is over and the BRICS are moving against the dollar. It's not in use anymore. And it received a lot of clicks, which is understandable given that everyone is interested in the petrodollar and the events surrounding it. And this is because the petrodollar is one of the main factors influencing the value of the US dollar or anything material that is connected to its worth. People therefore pay attention when you talk about this. Now, this post here is the reason I'm bringing this up again. As a result, it appears that everyone is now paying close attention to the US government and its debt. With tariffs, we even take a broad view these days. It seems that everyone is somewhat afraid of the recession ward. In fact, billionaire Ray Dalio has warned that the United States' growing financial issues may result in unexpected events. The globe is drowning in debt. The debt problem comes first. Our supply and demand issue is really bad. I have consistently stated that the debt is unmanageable. Any intelligent person, in my opinion, may conclude that the debt is unmanageable. I think it's insane that our interest payments on the debt are now far greater than our tax revenue alone. And since this is a major problem, it should also kind of stun you. Well, it's becoming to be a big issue, but this is precisely what they want, isn't it? For I have always stated, problem, reaction, and solution. When we do have a significant problem like this, you should really concentrate on those three areas. And all of this has a purpose, don't you think? For what reason have we been listening? We have been hearing about the digital revolution for years, starting with CBC. We've heard about digital currencies, and as of right now, stablecoins are the main topic of conversation. Since significant legislative changes are now beginning to occur, how does stable currency relate to all of this? That's the main point, though, because if we consider how the debt is getting out of control, and we have these clear indicators that the economy is getting so out of control that, well, we're going to hit a brick wall and everything will go to pieces. Guess what, though? You know what can happen when things crash? The fact that everything is reset allows for significant changes to occur instantly. Here we examine the emerging technologies in the area. Here we also examine stablecoins because Marty Party made a really good post, and it does have something to do with the petrodollar. The first use of U.S. digital dollars will be to substitute U.S. stablecoins for the euro. Although the ECB recently announced a euro stablecoin in October, this does sound fantastic on paper. However, the following section discusses the petrodollar and U.S. stablecoins. For global commodities trading, we have been hearing about how stablecoins in the U.S. and even outside of the U.S. promote the U.S. dollar's dominance. And now we are seeing U.S. stablecoin legislation and bank money with U.S. stablecoins, as well as the ACH and credit card networks. A U.S. regulated organization issues U.S. stablecoins. In addition to Bitcoin and regulated U.S. Layer 1 tokens, they will be backed by U.S. Treasury bills and bonds. For the next century, this will be the financial system's next epoch. The fact that we may touch this asset class with a market size of less than $3 trillion makes cryptocurrency a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so pay attention. And for the next century, the financial system will be driven by this asset class. Since the invention of credit and debit cards in the early 1960s and early 1970s, this is the largest advancement in financial technology that we have seen. Therefore, when we consider what is actually happening here, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And when stable coins are included into the U.S. system, We are beginning to witness this turn into a reality. Let's take an example over here. The Financial Services GOP is the source of this stablecoins will help our financial system on March 11th. Compared to other digital assets, stablecoins are less volatile, employ secure blockchain technology that is globally accessible, and modernize the payment system to make international payments quicker and less expensive. Have you observed a significant change in the landscape surrounding stablecoins? In recent months, stablecoins have begun to be hailed as a major asset that could save the US dollar. Why? Well, because there is currently a challenge to the US dollar. What better approach to draw attention to a significant issue, elicit a response, and then say, hey, guess what? This significant issue might be resolved with stablecoins. Problem, reaction, solution, as I mentioned. In addition to that, we have this video here. Much appreciation for subjective view. The CEO of Stripe compares the petrodollar and stablecoins as tools that support the dollar's hegemony in international banking. This stuff cannot be made up. Pay close attention to this. Greater government control over private citizen transactions may result in greater negative effects on overall financial freedom and privacy oversight. Instead of building growth with a central bank for digital money, we need to encourage more innovation in the realm of digital payments. Do you have any examples of clients escaping oppressive regimes using Stripe's stablecoin orchestration platform, Mr. Collison? National currencies that are deflationary. I appreciate you asking. There are numerous instances of this. The petrodollar system comes to mind, as a number of deals with Gulf governments beginning in the 1970s generated a massive new source of secular demand for dollars. The same phenomenon is also occurring in emerging markets, where individuals are eagerly utilizing this new freedom and capability that allows them to keep dollars and, once more, obtain direct access to the most valuable reserve currency in the world. This, in my opinion, is a huge thing for both global prosperity and liberty. This committee is firmly of the opinion that China will eventually be able to manage the market if stablecoin issuers cooperate with a federal system. Countries all around the world have taken action to create national stablecoin regimes. The EU, Japan, UK, and Singapore have all done so because they realize the potential of stablecoins to improve financial services and modernize payments. As a multinational payments organization, Mr. Collison, could you briefly restate the significance of the federal framework that the United States must create in order to preserve its competitiveness? This is significant, in my opinion, for two reasons. First, there are the benefits that American businesses and consumers currently enjoy, and based alone on those advantages, I believe it is worthwhile to propose a defined federal structure that supports the stablecoin ecosystem in this nation. However, I believe there is a second explanation. I believe you're saying that, although it's true that the vast majority of transactions nowadays are in fact in dollars, which is novel, the U.S. benefits greatly from this. There is a chance that the rest of the market will react and adjust if the U.S. takes a stance that discourages and hinders the adoption of stablecoins, and maybe in 5 years, the most stable currency will be euros, renminbi, or another international currency, and I believe that would be detrimental to the United States. The key question then is, if the petrodollar deal, since we already know and they comprehend that the petrodollar agreement is, well, it's kind of done, right? Although we haven't formally confirmed it yet, and there haven't been any discussions about it, it seems to me that the petrodollar deal has been somewhat discontinued for some time.